Do you want me to release to you the King of the Jews? No, not this one, but Barabbas. This choice, Jesus or Barabbas, is one we hear every Good Friday. And Good Friday is likely the only day of the year we even think about it. Yet, truthfully, you and I choose between Jesus and Barabbas each and every day. And we do so many times each and every day. And it is not the clear, easy choice we might think it is. In fact, it can be very confusing. What do we know of this Barabbas? Historically, next to nothing. But we do know his name, Bar-Abbas. How did Jesus address his Father? How did he teach us to pray? What did he tell us to call God? Abba. Abba. Abba means Father. Bar is simply a prefix meaning son of. So Barabbas is literally son of the Father. See how subtle and confusing and difficult this is becoming? Because is not Jesus the Son of the Father? So too is Barabbas. And so the gospel is essentially asking us, which Son of the Father do we choose? Now here's the hard part, but work with me on it. Use your imagination. Put yourself in first century Palestine. You are a Jew there in Palestine, and you are subject to Roman rule. You pay taxes. But those taxes are not going to your people into Israel. You're paying taxes to support Rome. Worse, you are forced constantly to see images of Roman gods and Roman customs and flaunted before you on a daily basis. And Roman soldiers are entitled to help themselves to your possessions and property on demand. And now, in the midst of the Passover celebration, the Roman procurator has offered you a choice: Barabbas or Jesus. One son of the Father, Barabbas, was a revolutionary. We don't know exactly what his insurrection was, but we do know at that time it was not uncommon that there were roving gangs of Jewish brigands. And they kind of had a Robin Hood quality about them. And that's how they were often viewed by the people. They would stir up trouble for the Roman forces. They were kind of guerrilla freedom fighters, seeking to take back Israel from the Romans. Barabbas would have dreamed of liberating Israel from Roman occupation and making Israel great again, as it was in the days of King David. He is the embodiment of freedom and Jewish nationalism. the other Son of the Father, Jesus, advocated loving one's enemies. If a soldier pressed you into service for 1 mile, Jesus said, go with them 2 miles. Turn the other cheek. Befriend the poor and the outcast. Forgive 70 times, 7 times. And this Jesus sincerely believed that the power of love was greater than the power of the sword. That sounds beautiful. But come on. Let's face it. It's not very realistic. Jesus' way is not practical. You know, he just doesn't really grasp the way things are. I can see why we would choose Barabbas. And often we do. The choice of Barabbas or Jesus is the choice of security or vulnerability. The choice of protecting our own or welcoming immigrants and strangers and diversity. Of believing only those who believe as we do can find salvation, or believing that God's mercy and grace are universal and include everyone. It is a choice of seeking control or seeking to understand. The choice of hiding behind certainty or entertaining hard, honest questions. It is a choice of insisting on being right rather than hearing the truth of another. Which Son of the Father do you want? The stark choice between Barabbas and Jesus remains with us to this day. And it's very hard not to be attracted to people of action who are tough and unyielding. Leaders who will fight fire with fire and who stand up against all threats, real or perceived. Jesus dies on the cross for us. He also got down on his knees and washed feet. And he called us to take up our cross and follow him, choosing love over hate, restraint over hasty action, trusting in God rather than our guns. On this Friday we call good, I offer no easy answers. But each of us must ask of ourselves, which Son of the Father do we really want? Which Son of the Father do you honestly choose?